Let's say you're walking down a typical street in your Georgia hometown, minding your own business, when, bam, out of nowhere this guy wants your wallet. What do? You run, of course, and leave your stuff behind. But you don't have to worry about incidents like this in the Georgia cities we're about to mention. Our goal today is to analyze the safest cities in Georgia to live. How do we do it? Well, we looked at the last 3 years of FBI reporting data for cities over 10,000 residents. Then we broke the numbers down into your statistical chances of being the victim of a violent or property crime. You might be surprised by the results. So feel free to walk around safely at night as we bring you Georgia's safest cities. Our first stop on our tour of Georgia's safest cities starts in, surprisingly, Holly Springs. This unguarded city might not be very exciting, but it's certainly not dangerous. Holly Springs has really low numbers when it comes to both property and violent crimes. That means there's hardly any murders, rapes, or assaults. And that means you're super smart to live here. Next up on our safe zone in Georgia brings us to Woodstoc. Now, if you talk to Woodstoc residents, many would say they should be atop this list. If you walk around here at night, there's no way you'd ever see people selling heroin, meth, or crack. People go to other Georgia cities to get that shit. And there's practically no chance you'd ever get robbed by this idiot at a Woodstoc ATM, that's for sure. Alphare, Georgia certainly has a reason to feel safe. Crime has been steadily falling for the last few years, which puts it towards the bottom when it comes to number of crimes that take place here. It's certainly the type of place where you can sleep well at night. For perspective, in Atlanta, you'd probably have these guys for your neighbors. Who wants to deal with that crap? Another safe place to live in Georgia, Brazelton, certainly has a pretty bored police department. If you spent a year in Brazelton, you'd have about a 1 in 250 chance you'd be the victim of even a basic assault. In fact, last year there were only 2 reported violent gun incidents within city limits. Next time you see a Brazelton police officer, thank them. Grovetown comes in as the 6th safest city to live in Georgia. This smallest city has seen its crime numbers go down over the last 3 years, which is a good thing. There's hardly any thefts, robberies, break-ins, or other random crimes. It's a kind of place where you could relax in a state with lots of drama. Speaking of drama, Jack and Jill went to Savannah to get some barbecue. Jack got shot and Jill got mugged. Thank God it wasn't you. Gonna take a highway away from the danger zone. Welcome to Dallas, the 5th safest city to live in Georgia. Here you have about a 1 in 1,000 chance of being the victim of some sort of crime. That's fabulous. Your friends in other parts of Georgia? They'll have their Mazda Miatas stolen. And their New Kids on the Block posters? Gone. No surprises here that Peachtree City is one of the safest cities to live in the state. Sure, Peachtree City can be a really boring place, but at least when you turn on the TV here, the leading story is about a cat that's stuck up in a tree. Where's the 3rd safest city to live in Georgia? That would be the city of Tyrone. The number of both violent and property crimes is just about as low as you can get for a state this big. When you're in Tyrone, it isn't these type of guys who follow you out to the car. No, it's these type of guys. If you want to see a real safe and sound place, head on over to Milton. Statistically, there's hardly any incidents of crime in this little nook of the state. Good for them. It's likely a group effort keeping this place so safe. You have about a 1 in 2,500 chance of someone committing a crime against you in Milton. That's crazy low. It's probably the high home prices that are keeping bozos like this out of the place. And where's the safest city to live in the entire state of Georgia? That would be Johns Creek, by a mile. Is that a shock? Statistically, the number of crimes that happen in Johns Creek is almost off the charts low, like nothing ever happens here except peace and quiet low. Is it boring? Perhaps, but can you leave your door unlocked at night? You bet. If you live in Johns Creek or in any of the other Georgia cities we mentioned, you live in a really safe place. And if you live in a dangerous place in Georgia, well, maybe it's time you get the hell out of there.